Buenos dias from Palamos. This is the Rorschach Spain update from the 31st of July 2025. Quick summary of what's going down in Spain. Kicking off this week's episode on Tuesday the 29th, Spain announced plans to extend fully paid parental leave to 17 weeks from 16 for both mothers and fathers. Alongside Finland, Spain is the only EU country offering equal fully paid leave to both parents. Yolanda Díaz, Spain's labor minister, praised the move as a step towards greater gender equality, noting that 40% of Spain's fathers now take parental leave. New measure also includes an extra 2 weeks of paid leave that can be used until the child turns 8. While the policy falls short of the 20 weeks promised during the 2023 election campaign, Díaz said the parliamentary response has been positive. Next. On Monday the 28th, President Pedro Sanchez gave his final summer press conference where many people were waiting to hear about the 12 million euro contract awarded to UEFA to store sensitive judicial wiretap data. The deal was revealed earlier this month, sparked concern from EU and the U.S. officials due to Huawei's ties to the Chinese government. Despite growing criticism, Sanchez didn't mention it, and his government has decided not to comment. Spanish Interior Ministry defended the contract when it was announced, stating that it poses no security risk and meets national standards. U.S. lawmakers warned the deal could jeopardize intelligence sharing. On Tuesday the 29th, opposition party Partido Popular, or PP, demanded that Álvaro García Ortiz, Spain's attorney general, immediately resign after the Supreme Court confirmed that it would try him as a witness in the Ayuso case. Ortiz allegedly leaked confidential information about a tax investigation involving the partner of Isabel Díaz Ayuso, president of the Community of Madrid. The case is also examining Ayuso's potential direct involvement. PP spokesperson Esther Muñoz called the situation a disgrace and insisted resignation is the only option. Continuing with calls for resignations, this time in eastern Spain on Tuesday 29th, around 1,500 people marched through Catarroja in Valencia to demand the resignation of Valencian President Carlos Mazón after his handling of the devastating flood that occurred last October. It was organized by over 200 civic, social, and victims groups and was the 9th major protest since the floods in November 2024. Rosa Alvarez, president of the Victims Association, called the flood a homicide and vowed to keep fighting until Mazón and his supporters leave office. While Mazón retains his position late on Wednesday the 30th, José María Ángel, the Minister of Territorial Policy for Valencia, who's responsible for commissioning the reconstruction of areas affected by the floods, resigned. This news comes after he was accused by the Valencian anti-fraud agency of faking a university degree that enabled him to get a civil service position, which he has held for 43 years. In tech news, Spain's antitrust authority, Comisión Nacional de los Mercados y la Competencia, or CNMC, says that it has expanded its investigation into Apple this week over anti-competitive practices in the App Store. Initially launched in July 2024, the investigation accuses Apple of imposing unfair commercial conditions on app developers. On Tuesday, the CNMC cited new evidence suggesting Apple requires developers to adhere to its pricing model, potentially violating EU competition laws. Apple denies the allegation, stating the App Store offers a safe, trusted platform and strong business opportunities. The same day, Apple said that it had continued cooperating with Spanish authorities. On Tuesday the 29th, the Archdiocese of Barcelona publicly criticized the official poster for the 2025 La Mercè festival, accusing it of mocking religious symbols, particularly the Virgin Mary. Artwork created by director and set designer Luis Danes features a Baroque-style altarpiece mounted on a cart with circus performers and a central female figure wearing a halo, crown, and cloak, elements typically associated with the Virgin. In the video version, the figure dances and exposes red underwear, further fueling controversy. Cardinal Juan José Omella condemned the imagery as irrelevant, saying it disrespects the faith of those who revere La Mercè, the city's patron saint. Barcelona's city council defended the artist's creative freedom, stating there was no intent to reference religious figures. Want to see the artwork in the video? Link in the show notes. Now on to another project success. In early June, authorities launched a pilot program in Sangüesa Navarra, northern Spain, residents deposit plastic bottles or cans into special machines, receive a 10-cent voucher per item redeemable in stores. System mirrors long-standing models in countries like Germany. In Sagesa, almost 75% of containers sold were returned, showing strong community engagement. According to news outlet 20 Minutos, the government plans on rolling the scheme out nationwide within the next 2 years. Get your skates on. Popular French supermarket chain Carrefour has launched a nationwide initiative inviting shoppers to roller skate through its hypermarkets during a daily roller hour from 4 to 5 p.m. until the 31st of August. This campaign revives a memorable era of the company's history when employees used roller skates to navigate the stores. It's also a response to a surge in nostalgic comments on social media celebrating this era. Meanwhile, on Sunday the 27th, Euronews published an article about an invasion of the seaweed species Rugul ocamurae that has overwhelmed Cadiz in southern Spain, which authorities have been removing it from La Caleta beach since May 2025. Jose Carlos Teruel, responsible for Cadiz City Council beaches, called the situation an environmental catastrophe as seaweed floods the shore every westerly wind. Originally arriving via trade ships, the algae is spread across southern Spain, the Canary Islands, and the Azores, even parts of northern Spain. Teruel says it harms tourism, fishing, and biodiversity by displacing native species and damaging marine ecosystems. The Andaluz government has proposed a 4-part plan focusing on research, education, potential recycling. However, experts warn that while biomass use may help, it cannot reverse the widespread ecological impact. Want to try something special? Well, Galicia's Rosal Valley in northwestern Spain, the Mirabel plume flourishes for only 3 weeks each summer, making it a rare and highly valued seasonal fruit. Teacher Jose Sanchez Garcia introduced Mirabels in the 1930s, and they have since become deeply rooted in the region's culture and agriculture. Golden brown plume, known locally as Mirabel do Rosal, thrives in Galicia's unique microclimate, producing sweeter and more aromatic fruit than its French counterparts. Mirabels are perfect from mid-July to early August, so if you're keen to try something incredible, it might be time to book a train or flight. Meanwhile, popular Spanish singer Rosalía came under a bit of fire at the end of this week. On Thursday the 24th, Miguel Andover Barceló, the Spanish fashion designer, publicly announced he has refused to create a custom outfit for the singer because she has not used her platform to support Palestine and denounce genocide. In the post, he goes on to say that he admires her, but that her silence is complicity. The singer responded on her social media expressing that although she hasn't been public according to the expectations of others, doesn't mean she doesn't condemn what's happening. The public is divided. What are your thoughts? In sports, on Sunday the 26th, Spain's quest for its first women's UEFA's title continues after heartbreaking loss to England in the 2025 final. The game concluded in a 1-1 draw and went down to the penalties, with England shining through. Fans strongly supported the Spanish side at the Euros, although the scoreline didn't favor them. Spain's head coach, Montse Tomé, praised her players during the press conference. And finally, 2nd of July next year, Barcelona will host the official team presentation for the 2026 Tour de France, showcasing a unique blend of Catalan modernist architecture in the legendary sporting event. Mayor Jaume Colboni announced that cyclists will parade along the city's famous Avenida Gaudí between Sant Pau Art Nouveau site and the Sagrada Familia, making the symbolic start of the Grand Depart. And that's it for this week. Thanks for joining us. If you want to pass along an episode, go to Rorschach.com/Spain. Download any of the shows as MP3 files. Link in the show notes. Hasta la próxima.